Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of The Faith of Beasts by James S.A. This is a sci-fi from Orbit. It's coming out April 14th, 2026. I received an e-arc from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. This is the second in the Captives War series, so while there will be spoilers for Book 1, The Mercy of Gods, big spoilers, there are no spoilers for Book 2 in this review. If you haven't read Book 1, scroll to the end. I have made that review my watch this thing, so you can check that out first. I also highly recommend you read it because I really like it. Thrilling yet deeply contemplative, The Faith of Beasts blends first contact with rebellion and human adaptability. While I enjoyed the first book a lot, this one I was absolutely obsessed with. I loved this book. What is it about? The monstrous Carrick's empire was built by subjugation and war. Thousands of species are bound to their sovereign's command by an endless blood-soaked test. Be useful in the eternal conflict or be slaughtered. David Alcor, highest among the human captives, is feared and despised by the very people he champions. Ruthless in carving out his niche in the eternal war machine of the Empire, he will reshape human nature itself as a tool for their alien master's use. But David's loyalty is not what it seems. The Swarm, an agent of the Carrick's deathless enemy, has been smuggled into the Carrick's world palace, along with the human slaves. It's discovered a way to bring down the Empire's eternal reign. But the longer it lives among and within humanity, the more it forgets that it is a weapon. As the human captives spread through the battlefronts of Empire, the awesome power of the Carrick's becomes clear, and with it a desperate plan for their destruction. But empires hide secrets, and even the deathless enemy may not be what it appears. In case you're like, I can't remember what happened in book 1, which is me with every sequel I read, this book provides an organic feeling reminder throughout the first chapter, which was excellent. I can't stand when books don't provide an update for you, but I'm also not as fond of like an info dump format for it. So this was actually perfect. This worked really well. I really think that other authors should take note. This is how you remind people what happened in book 1. Unlike a lot of the story of human rebellion, either against humans or other beings, this story captures the realistic subtleties and conflict behind the balance of placating your captors and fighting back. Were David's choices and actions justified? Does it matter if, in the end, it means saving the species? It raises the ethical questions of whether the end does justify the means, especially if that end isn't guaranteed. And what's great about David's conflict is that you don't hate him. Because we see inside his head, we know his motives are based on what he believes is the only way for humans to survive, but you can totally understand how others see him as a traitor. It's such a well-executed dynamic because you're like, at the same time, you're like, oh, David is so annoying for being like, just going along with it in a sense, but then you're also like, but what would anyone else have done? And also we really don't want anyone to stop him from doing it because you can see kind of what the reaction would be from the Carricks. It's such a really, the tension in that regard is so well done. So David's sections are a little bit depressing. I mean, really, how could they not be? But the rest of the book has a great balance with some other perspectives that are chock full of exploration and meeting new species. I would love to get into that more, like talk about that. But it would be spoilers. I want you to enjoy it. Though I'll say, if you've been hoping to learn more in book 1 about the other aliens and the Carricks too, this book definitely has a lot more of that. It also begins to introduce a common trope, but then subverts it, which was excellent. There's a wonderful character named Vodai who resembles like a giant like blue slab of meat, who brings in a little bit of comic relief too. One thing that the first book didn't really have was comic relief. How Vodai swears had me laughing so hard. I won't share my favorite one, but calling someone badly made furniture just absolutely killed me. And if that one made me laugh, the other one made me laugh even more. And we also have far more on the Swarm in this book. That's the alien possession subplot, which is a trope that I love. I love alien possession, like like when aliens or demons possess a person. I don't know why. So I was all here for that aspect. And how that shifts over the course of the book was excellent too. It's not just like, oh, will they get caught or whatever. It's like there's a real kind of character development depth there that I was not expecting. And while the interpersonal issues seem to exist for like the characters themselves, to give them depth, to give them backstory, everything about the book ties into the greater rebellion aspect. Like every decision that David makes that we're shown ties into the story itself. Like nothing feels like extraneous here. And I think that's why it's so impressive to me, because it feels like it's such a cohesive book. This sounds like a boring way to praise a book, but this book is perfectly balanced. No character section drags. The action scenes are dropped in at proper intervals. There's focus on ethical concerns, but it's not didactic. In fact, I don't think there's really an argument to be made from any of the things that are perhaps like controversial or maybe ethically gray. I think it's left for the reader to discern, and as such it's really immersive. Like, you wonder, like, if I was in David or Jessen or whoever's place, what would I do? Like, I personally don't find the lamb sacks a big deal, but someone else might be like, oh, that's terrible. And there's other aspects, like whether it's better to die out as a culture than bring forth enslaved others. Like, that's a complex concern, rife with nuance, and sadly, a very common concern throughout humanity's own history. Anyway, this story is incredibly rich thematically, yet you fly through it as the pacing is spot on. The dynamics of human community are also compelling, especially given how the group is composed of the leaders of society, but there's no like average workers. The knowledge gaps that they have to overcome in terms of just like basic tasks and like construction is so interesting. As someone who loves anthropology, I adored watching how the humans adapted and made concessions and just came up with things. It was so good. The issues they faced that the characters didn't bother to consider, or like more likely had no basis to consider because they're alien creatures, they don't know how our society works, was really realistic. It's like watching one of those shows where humans have to build a community in the wilderness. Like, this is a survival story above all else, and I absolutely love a survival story. So this book just has so much that I really like. And of course, the exploration side plots were very fun, as well as being relevant to the overall storyline too. One of my favorite tropes is when a person is kind of just like dropped on a new planet and they have to walk around and look for weird stuff to catalog, and you never know what's going to happen. And I just love that. Now, I could ramble on and on about this book all day, so I will just stop and say that I loved it. Thank you so much, Orbit. You are the best. I think I said that last week, too. But how dare you make me choose between, this and Steel Gods, you monsters. I'll let you know in my wrap-up which one edged out over the other. That'll be coming at the end of the month. Also, sorry about my wrap-up this month, like for February. So I thought it was a processing error on behalf of the video, and then when I tried to upload it, the video itself was corrupted. I wasn't going to refilm it like mid-month, so I was like, you know what, we'll just not have a February wrap-up, I guess. That's okay. All the books I'm reviewing this month are a surprise. So again, thank you for checking out this review, and let me know in the comments if you love this book too. If you don't, that's fine, I guess.